This is Rob Liefeld. Kai Review is going down.
Hey guys, just finished watching Krypton, Season 2, Episode 5, Better Yesterday. Wow, what an interesting episode. Really is quite an interesting episode. A little bit more, there's a little bit of action and stuff going on and stuff, and I like the way things kind of picking up from last episodes, and we're getting pretty much deep into this season and stuff, and it looks like things are going to be picking up with the next episode. Although that trailer for the next episode, I'm not sure if it seems like a trailer for the next episode or if it's just more like a trailer for the rest of the season type thing, because there's a lot going on there, and we're only episode 5 of 10, so we're about halfway, so it's probably, a midway trailer just for a little bit of everything. But it would be cool to see bits and pieces of that set up in the next few episodes, since we still haven't even played with Doomsday. We saw him in one episode this season, and that was it. So like I said, I'd like to see more about to where things go with him. We see Seg takes control of General Zod. We see him he tells him he wants to make General Zod to tell Lyta that he took her memories, but we find out that General Zod only took really her guilt over shooting her mother last season. So that he didn't really take too much from her. He just kind of took the bare minimum, just her guilt, so she could be more focused, and the rest was all her type thing, and her guilt and her own decision. So I think that's going to be interesting to playing with that and him. And whenever she does find out that General Zod did all this stuff, mind wiped her and all that stuff, she realized, yeah, but he only took this away from me. It really didn't change that much. I think that could be really kind of interesting, seeing as to how it affects the relationship between, especially now in the episode with her being dead and stuff, or having her throat cut. Don't believe that she's dead just yet, because she got her throat cut, but it was only like from halfway point and stuff. It wasn't from ear to ear or anything like that, and that's really would be the death thing. It was the ear to ear part thing. So I think that's going to be kind of interesting just to play with that, to see as to where things kind of go with her. But I think it could be quite fun to see as to how things continue on. We see that Lyta wants to try and make it peaceful, wants to stop the war and have the war and peaceful with Val and stuff, and she ends up keeping Kim and Adam, but that doesn't work out. Jaina tries to kidnap Zod and threatens to actually cuts her neck and stuff. So we'll see where that goes. We see David. We see that at one point we have, we see Seg. He gets distracted, and General Zod gets the gun from him and all that stuff. We have one point where General Zod is on top of Seg, strangling him. Jaina, and we see that Jaina and Dev, they show up instead of they know they're going into General Zod's office or whatever, and they just barge in. They don't try and sneak in, spy in, and they just barge in, and they have a couple of seconds, 3 seconds of shot before General Zod gets up, pulls Seg up, pulls a knife out, and then holds it to his head. That takes a good, second, and there's a good 3 seconds before he even processes that, Jaina and Dev are coming in with guns pointing at him. If they had just shot, which they should have, they've been banished and all this stuff. They know all the damn things he's been doing and all that. They should have had the shot. They had a shot beforehand. They had 3 seconds before, and they both could have shot. Maybe not Jaina, because they showed later on in that scene that they didn't have time to do that. But Dev should have shot. He should have been able to shoot General Zod. He even said this in the last episode at the beginning of this seminar. It might have been during the flashbacks or the previously on type thing, where he's like, if it comes down to it, are you going to be able to do the right things that we need to do when it involves Lyta? He said that he's willing to shoot Lyta, right? But this wasn't even Lyta. I could see him, in the moment, maybe, he has some feelings for Lyta, and maybe he's like, yeah, but he said that he doesn't, so it should mean that he would be willing to kill her if it came down to killing Lyta. But this is not Lyta. This is General Zod, so he should have no guilt, that 3 seconds that he had, that 2-3 seconds that they had when they first entered the room, he should have been able to take that and shoot General Zod, and that should have been the end of it. Even if he shot him in the chest, right in the chest where the armor is the most thick, right, to protect him and all that stuff. Which they could have done that and then blasted off, and then you say, oh, he survived it because he had super duper armor on type thing that he had built or whatever, because he just doesn't trust anyone quite 100%. So They could have done that and not kill Zod off so early on, but it just didn't make sense for the character of Dev M to not shoot there. He had the option and he didn't shoot. Before General Zod got up, picked up a Seg and held the knife to him, before he had that a couple seconds to register. And if they didn't charge in there the way they did, they just kind of snuck in and kind of slowly peeked around the corner. They could have had a lot more seconds to decide and maybe make a rational decision to maybe probably shoot and fire and knocking him off of Seg. So it was just kind of a bit silly how they just kind of charged in there like nothing, right? That was just kind of silly the way they did that. There was no kind of stealth at all about this whole thing. The whole thing was about trying to sneak in there, and they just kind of just rampage it, but they're only 2 people, right? They didn't know who else was even in there with General Zod. He could have had a couple of guys in there with him that they would have overpowered, right? So they should have kind of snuck in there rather than just kind of come in all guns blazing, right? And just kind of like charge in without shooting first, That's didn't make sense for Dev to do that. We see that Adams and Dev find something quite interesting. So I guess they find out that all the Sagittari that General Zod had pretending to be evacuating were actually just hiding in plain sight, and they're using captors and captive that they have to pretend that their guards were Sagittari or leaving, but they weren't. So that's when Jaina cuts Lyta's throat. So it'd be quite fun to see as to where things go with all this. Like I said, I'm not too sure about where things... I mean, it was a cool scene seeing that, but because of the emotion, in Jaina's face when she had to slice Lyta's throat, and she only went like half the neck, which still should technically be, a kill shot, depending on how deep she went. It looked like it could have been just enough to kind of make a symbol, make for a show type thing, instead of going from ear to ear, which is really what you need to do, ear to ear, to really kind of get that deep stuff. But then again, they're Kryptonian, they're not human, so they could have a slightly different anatomy, right, when it comes to that. But all in all, really excited to see as to where things go, and I hope that we start getting, with the 5 more episodes left, we get a lot of Doomsday. I'd like to see Doomsday in every episode from now on. Only needs to be a little bit every episode, but just keep him in every episode so we can have him, and then have at the end just have a full episode with kind of lots and lots of Doomsday. I think that can be really cool, having an entire episode that's kind of full of Doomsday. Maybe General Zod could somehow control him somehow, or somehow aim him, using some sort of bait type thing. Be interesting to play with that to see as to how much aware is Doomsday in there. Is he like just an animal, a beast, like a bear or something? You could just kind of dangle food and kind of aim him a little bit. I think that could be something interesting to kind of play with, to see as to the point of Doomsday and what has Doomsday been doing, where has he been in the last few episodes, rather than just saying that if he's just a destruction, show us the destruction he's been doing, right? So definitely can't wait to see as to where things go with Doomsday. So let me know what you think, guys, about this episode in the comments below. Season 2, Episode 5, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
We're here for Kyle Reviewed on YouTube, the very best Kyle Reviewed channel on all the YouTube Kyle Reviewed channels. You got that? You got that right? Thank you for watching Kyle Reviewed. Deadpool and I thought it was fantastic. You need to like, you need to subscribe. You know how it's done. Like, subscribe. Right, DP? All right, Kyle Reviewed. Cool channel.